Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV. I'm joined by Sophia from Sofia's Football Talk. This is Introduce Yourself show, and you know what's coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's the intro. Yes, everybody, welcome back to the Introduce Yourself show. And we are joined today by a very special guest, a great podcast you're doing right now as well. Big up to you on that. Sophia from Sofia's Football Talk. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, doing great. Not too bad.
Good.
It's a really beautiful day actually in England. Where are you from again, Sophia? Where you coming from now?
Oslo, Norway.
Right. What's it like over
Yeah.
there? What's the weather like? Is it getting back to the
I
normal
mean,
coldy days?
definitely. Yeah. Yesterday, the rain was pouring. I did not know it was going to rain yesterday. So at work, I was like soaking wet. It was not good. Yeah. A proper fall weather for sure. So, it is what it is. It's fine.
Hey, Manchester's used to that sort of weather, so
Mhm.
you know what I mean. It's all good. You know how everyone feels over here as well.
Yeah. Same over here, too. It was just kind of abrupt, but, we are used to it here as well, for sure.
I love Oslo. It's a really beautiful
Mm,
city. I've been there a few times. I've been
yeah.
to a few gigs actually. It's a really lovely place. I want you to tell everybody pretty much on this show, Sophia, about how you got into football. When was that day that you realised football was for you, and for Man United as well? When did you find your love for Manchester United?
Good question. I've loved football for a very, very long time. Probably since like maybe first grade and whatnot. Used to really be more so big into Italian football back then. But
Hmm.
then Man United came knocking on back in 2004 when I was 9 years old, 27 now. So it's been almost 20 years of loving Man United. Growing up, in the glory days and whatnot. But then as I became an adult, hasn't been that good. Before then, it was, of course, very well. One of the reasons was Cristiano Ronaldo actually got me kind of uh,
Hmm.
to love Man United in a way. When I was watching him on it was the Euro Cup back in 2004 when
Right.
Portugal faced Greece. And then, you did a little bit of research and whatnot, and Man United just looked very good. For Sir Alex Ferguson, the history of the club, and since then I was like, "Yo, I think I'm sold. I think this is my club."
Okay. Cool.
Mm.
So from the 2004 World Cup, which the European, no, was it?
European
Yeah,
Cup,
the
yeah,
European. Um, they lost it, didn't they?
they did. Yeah, they did. But I don't know. I think I kind of resonated with Ronaldo in a way,
You kind
regardless.
of knew he was going to win it eventually, didn't you? And he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I was definitely, when they did indeed win it years later, back in 2016, a lot of people were thinking France was going to win it. And I was like, no, I think this is the year. And I was right.
It
So,
was,
yeah.
yeah. They lost it on their own turf, didn't they, against Greece? That was the thing, and then they went and beat
Yeah.
France on France's home turf. So that's the good thing about that.
True.
They got their vengeance. So
They
it was
got their
Ronaldo pretty
vengeance.
much, right, as well, that
Yeah.
dragged you into it.
Yes, definitely. I used to like more. Like I said, Italian football
Mm,
definitely had its glory back then.
yeah.
That was more so Inter Milan and whatnot. I still do like Inter Milan, but just Man United, it's just something about Man United that
I mean,
just.
it's quite. I mean, Man United are very well followed in Norway, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. We have a
Can you tell
big,
us a bit about that?
f-
Yeah.
yeah, supporter club here in Norway for sure. Man United.
Is it because of Ole as well?
I think, yeah, I mean, it definitely could be, yeah, to some degree. I mean, Odegaard and Solskjaer, of course, made it even more attractive in a lot of ways. Um, basically being, the guy that got us, the treble in the 1999 season back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course, definitely one of the reasons, but I just felt like it was more so just what the United has just such a rich culture and just history in general that I just felt like was very interesting and fascinating. And the players back then, I really did enjoy watching more of when Wayne Rooney came into the scene and watching Nemanja Vidic and Ruud van Nistelrooy, even though it was very early on then, but still, it was something that I still did find entertaining. The football they played, Sir Alex Ferguson, just in general, I mean, you can leave it at that, and that will make a lot of people feel like they want to, start supporting Man United regardless. The guy alone, bless his heart, wonderful. In my opinion, the best manager of all time. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons for me just supporting Man United, and I felt like the love for football just kind of grew more and more over the years, with just watching Man United games here and there, on TV. But then like I basically have like all Man United games like on my phone. I for me, I don't really like missing any Man United game. If I do, it does break my heart if I have to. So that kind of says a lot for me, at least, with the loyalty that I have for the club overall. But just the fact that football is just it's entertaining. Used to play it more so here and there, you know, with the local club where I grew up and whatnot. But just watching it with, for me, the goat of all time, Ronaldo. My favorite player of all time. Uh, Having me more and more invested
Yeah.
and whatnot. Even though when he still left, and joined Real Madrid, I still felt like I'll love you from afar. But okay, maybe you were one of the reasons to why I got you know started supporting Man United. But I still Man United is just overall what made me still continue supporting the club overall, or just in general.
Is
Yeah.
it maybe because of the players that were around him at the time as well? It wasn't like it was literally him carrying the team. There
Oh
was a
no,
lot
no,
of people
definitely
that
not.
probably found out about that were influential. I guess Roy Keane, you could
Yeah,
put him in there. He was about
of course.
2004, 5, 6.
Yes, Roy Keane. Yes, 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 yes. Most definitely. There's countless of I also just had a thing, really liked Eddie van der Sar, the goalkeeper. Maybe a lot of people were kind of overlooking that, but I just goalkeepers overall. I don't know. There's something that I also do tend to notice a lot, maybe more than most people probably. But that's the player that I definitely had like on the pedestal in a way. I just love this passion, man. Such a good
Yeah.
player.
There was a lot of
So yeah,
passionate players for Man United, weren't there? That's the thing. Let me read out a few comments for you, then we'll go
yeah.
into how you started your YouTube channel. Solo says, "Big up, bro," from the Man United agenda. Yes, Solo. Luca AFC, hi. Football versus Cancer, Talk MU. Big up, Sophia and Matt. Big up to you, mate. Thank you so much. Everybody that's tuning in right now, smash, share, like, subscribe, and please go check out Sophia's Football Talk as well. It's a brilliant channel. Sam says, "Hey, both of you." Big up, Sam.
Hello.
Bargav, hey, what y'all thinking is going to happen in the big game tomorrow? Well, I might as well
Ooh,
ask you this, Sophia. We like to do this, so let's delve into it. Tomorrow's game.
yeah.
What are you making of this? I
Um.
mean, we lost against Sociedad, didn't we? So
mm,
we really do need to get some points, and it's going to be away
we
as well.
do.
So it might be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I I feel like we should just go with, the best squad. The squad that has been doing that's been performing the best overall, the 4 wins in a row, whatnot. Use the same people. Why not? We're not gonna be playing for 3 weeks. Go ahead. Just use them. Uh and I'm thinking hope and do feel like we're gonna get a win, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sheriff was the team that won against Real Madrid, in the Champions League, either last season or the season before, and that was at their ground. So I don't want us to feel like this is going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be completely easy. I think we're
Well,
going to win.
like Ravi says, Sophia, they beat Real Madrid last season, didn't they, in the Champions League?
Yes.
So
So
it's
we have to kind of take that into account.
we
We
do.
probably might win, but let's not forget that they did actually won against Real Madrid. You
Hey,
know.
people are putting off a lot of the European clubs, and you got to look at it, seeing what Chelsea happens, what's happened to Chelsea recently, and
Hmm.
Liverpool lost to Napoli, Spurs
Exactly.
just lost to Sporting Lisbon last night, United lost their first game too against Sociedad, so it's not like everybody's got it easy. I
No.
think the Champions League and the Europa League's getting a lot more tougher than it has been because teams really want to get to the next phase, and they know if they
Hmm.
play their heart out for 3 games, they might just get it. So I'm just so glad the Super League isn't. But then at the same time, Champions League is going to be turning into the Super League. If you've not seen the format, it's pretty much the same, isn't it? Two big leagues, A and B, pretty much of like 10 teams each, or
Why
something like
fix
that.
something that isn't broken though? This works. Just it's big for clubs like Sheriff to be in the Champions League, playing amongst or I mean not in Champions League, but in the Europa League or even the Champions League before, but just having the opportunity. I just feel like why are we gonna ruin that for them? Let the
Absolutely.
underdogs have their moment.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at who's playing tonight. It's Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, they've not been playing football since what, February time. So
Hmm.
something like being able to play football like this in a European stage and big up to their country as well, which is what they're going
Exactly.
to probably do, is you can't take that away from teams like this. And we all know Shakhtar Donetsk bring out a lot of talent, or they have done in the past.
Yeah,
We bought
true.
one of their players. We bought
We
one, didn't
did.
we? Didn't
Oh,
do
we
too
did.
well, or he hasn't done too well, has he, Fred?
Yeah, Fred. He has his moment, but it's been ooh, not the best. It's what it
Like
is,
a
but
slide at a water park, just
hmm
all over the place.
all over the
Ravi,
place.
Ravi says, "Big up, talk, yo, Sophia."
Thank you, thank you.
Um, Luca's back again. Big up. Hi, Ravi. How are you, brother? I can't pronounce this name. I'm so sorry. I wish I could speak or read this language. I'm going to say maybe a type of Mandarin or. Sunny is world class. Sunny.
Ooh, I guess Sung Bin Hun, Son is world class. I mean,
Sonny is world class. Yeah, I mean he is right. No, he's got a
he's
bit.
I really do like Son. I like him. He hasn't really had the best of starts so far this season, but on his day, he can be world class. On his day,
Think so. He hasn't had a good start, has he? I know he's had
that
like
he
the
hasn't.
August blues, but at the same time, you see what he did last year. I think he shared the golden boot. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
with I'm pretty sure he didn't score a single penalty as well. By the way,
That's
so
impressive. Kane definitely did.
right, Kane definitely did.
Not
Salah definitely
anything
did.
against Kane, but it
No,
just
no, no,
is.
no, no. Same, but we have to kind of give props to Sonny when it's deserved, but he just
Yeah,
hasn't really been the best so far. But there's so many games left. I think he's maybe one of those players that has like a slow start and then suddenly he might get into it. You never know.
I think so. I think so. I
Hmm.
think he's world class. Let us
Me
know what
too.
you think, mate. Do you think he's world class? Because you asked us, but we'd like to ask you back. Uh, Anthony T. Park. I think this game Ten Hag will use the A team.
Same.
Yeah, I don't think he's
But
going to mess about.
will he maybe make one change? possibly get Casemiro in, or do you think he's just gonna have that same starting 11? Mine is
Did
maybe, I think
he?
Rashford is maybe still injured, but like I heard that.
I know Martial is, so he
Yeah.
won't be. He won't be on the bench or anything like that either.
Hmm.
So, I, yeah, I don't know, mate. Will he? Will he start Ronaldo like he did against Sociedad, or
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Ravi says, I'm good football versus Cans. I hope you're well. Bargav says, can't afford to get it wrong. The lack of creativity against Sociedad was telling.
Oh God, yeah.
Mhm. Diogo Santos says, hi, mate. Hope you enjoyed Sporting's win last night. I certainly did. I sure did. Still waiting for that scarf change, though. I know, mate. I've got Porto in the back there. But I have got Sporting above, though. Look, if I can do this while I'm live.
Hey, see Ajax.
There's Sporting at the back there. Look.
Ooh, cool.
The reason the Porto one's up is because I went on a stadium tour and they give it to you for free. So I collect scarves anyway. So that's,
Cool.
but Sporting's my team though, if it is Portugal.
Okay.
What about you? You got a favourite team in Portugal, or you got a favourite team outside of United? If say United weren't existing right now,
Oh yeah,
who?
Inter. Definitely Inter.
All right. Reasons why that? I'm pretty sure I know why, because of how great they were, like you said back in the day. But
Yeah. I used to really love watching players like Samuel Eto'o. God, that guy. Oh, and one of my favorite players. Unfortunately, he had like a sad story with depression and family issues and whatnot. But Adriano, I don't know if you remember that guy,
yeah,
Brazilian.
Brazilian
They,
guy, top
yep,
talent.
yeah, he used to be one of my favorite players back then. I love that guy. So yeah, they played so good football, and Wesley Sneijder as well. Yeah, I had a thing. I just really love backing Holland and Portugal when it comes to Euros and World Cup and stuff like that. So yeah.
Into
Hmm.
Milan. There you go. So, Sophia, we're going to go on to talking about your channel, how
Okay.
you got it started, and how it's going, etc., and your love for it, and maybe your hates for it, the things you don't like about it. But yeah, go for it. How did it all begin?
Okay. I mean, I started off. It's been a few years now. I started off like I think it was fall November 2018, but it's just been like I haven't fully, at least when I did start it, be very consistent back then because did have a separate channel where I was making other type of content. Um, but then so I had like moments where you could be super invested, you make a lot of videos and whatnot, and then you just take a break. Last year, I had to take just a full on break because I had to resume or I decided to go back to university and to finish up my degree and whatnot. So now that I'm finally done, I decided, why not just go for it this summer? I did so, and very glad that I have, got to know a lot of good new people and whatnot, and it's been very exciting. I feel like it's going, slowly but steady, but it's been a lot of fun. I just feel like I'm always excited whenever I'm about to go live and, just engaging in the live chat and whatnot, reading comments afterwards. It's been a lot of fun for sure.
It's good. I mean, the I think the best thing from me doing it personally is the people that I've met along the way. I've
Hmm.
made a lot of good friends, and it's good to actually. I mean, it was during coronavirus as well. It's good to talk and probably wasn't allowed to go out. We weren't here anyway. I'm not sure.
Same, same.
So yeah, so it was like, what? How do you still want to chat football? And it was like this is the way. And I think I I'm agreeing with you completely about the people that you meet, etc., and engaging
Hmm.
with people about football because you learn a lot as well as much as you are talking about how you feel, right? That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, my closest friends they're not into football at all. I do have like a football loving family, whatnot, but I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm so invested in football that they're not exactly there. So it's just nice to get to know more people, hearing other people's perspective, hearing different football chats and whatnot, engaging in that. I really enjoy it. Football has just more and more become a big part of my everyday routine where I watch a lot of different YouTube channels. I engage in Twitter and whatnot, read stuff, watch games, not just Man United, but it's obviously what's going to be prioritized heavily, but also just other games, Champions League, super interesting. When the World Cup and whatnot will start, stuff like that. I really love football, you know?
So you cover all football. You don't just cover Man United. You talk about lots of things that are going on, not just maybe outside of Europe as well. Like,
Yeah, I mean, when it's outside of Europe, not necessarily outside of Europe, it's more so like the Champions League. But when we have like World Cup and whatnot, I do want to, of course, also, do watch alongs for, you know, if it's like Brazil and Argentina or something like that, or any African teams and whatnot, I definitely want to highlight more of that for sure. Uh, yeah, hmm
it is such a shame Norway didn't make it to the World Cup, isn't it?
it is. I mean, I've grown up with that. My dad used to tell me Norway used to be such a good team when I was very young. In kindergarten and whatnot, winning against Brazil back in 1998, early 2000s. So I think possibly the year 2000 might be the last time Norway was in either World Cup or Euro Cup. Yeah, Norway men team in particular, not doing so well. But we do have some exciting prospects. One of the world's best or young talents right now is Erling Braut Haaland. So it's definitely very exciting that we have such a superstar in a small little country as Norway, and having Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal and Norwegian captain as well. So there's definitely some excitement going on around the Norwegian national team, but I do think we still have a long way to go. But I do read about more and more talents being brought up in either the Norwegian league in particular or just outside of Norway as well. So I think hopefully, not necessarily hopefully, I think at some point soon we'll have to qualify. We have to.
With
And
Haaland, he could literally just play for you, and you'd have nobody else on. Maybe him and Odegaard, and then you'll you definitely will make it because with them two players. I mean, looking at Odegaard as well, it's magnificent because he went to
mm,
Real Madrid as a young lad, didn't he? And he
very
kind of
young.
flopped. I don't know whether he actually flopped or whether Real Madrid just didn't give him the chance. And he went around everywhere, didn't he, to different clubs. He went to Germany,
Yeah,
I think, and he went back to Spain to a few clubs and
yeah.
went here, there, and everywhere. And Arsenal took a chance on him, didn't they? I think it was from the German club, right, that he went to. They
I
took him from there
think he might have been. He's just been, sometimes I
on
forget
loan.
he's been everywhere. Playing for so many years, you feel like he would be a lot more older than he really is. But no, no, he just has a lot of experience, and it's although I don't. I don't like Arsenal, but I want him to succeed just overall because, as a fellow Norwegian, I want my other Norwegians to, do well and whatnot. But it is definitely very I don't know. It's good on him to do so well. I mean, the captain's armband at what age? I think he's 24, 23, 24. Probably will be turning 24 at the end of this year or something like that. But very young, being also Norway's captain as well. That's incredible accomplishment
What
just by
what
that.
What
So
about
yeah,
Erling Haaland as well, though? I mean, where do you rate him? He's definitely going to be up there. I said he'll be up there with Messi and Ronaldo being as good as them and
wow.
records just as good as them. That's a
I
statement, but you can see it in him.
yeah, I see your point. I mean, I was hearing about him years ago when suddenly it was like an under Norway's national team, something like that, and then you're watching a game and then suddenly you're getting notifications of somebody scoring in a game, and then suddenly that game ended in like him scoring 9 goals just in that game. I was thinking, what the hell, this is this normal? And you see him going to Salzburg, doing so well in the Champions League, then moving over to Dortmund. It's been very calculated in a smart way with how his progression has been in those clubs and just getting to that next step finally at Man City, whatnot. Very smart with the people that he has around him. And the guy is only 22. And yeah, the sky's the limit for the kid. Wonderful, wonderful player, and then I'm excited to see what else. How things will go for him. I think he could definitely become, like you're saying, maybe he will break a lot of records.
He already
That
is,
could be the
isn't
case. He's
he?
already is doing it, and could almost break the not almost. I'm pretty sure he will. The most goals scored in a Premier League season, which Salah has. I think he might have been 32 goals or something like that. So I think he probably will break that. I can see that.
Yeah, you know what? I definitely think he will. He's a terrific player, and unfortunately he
Same.
wasn't at United, but at the
I
same
know.
time, it's nice to see him play in the Premier League anyway.
Same.
Ravi says the Champions League will be washed when that happens. I think he's talking about the new format.
Yeah.
Uh, Press the like and subscribe button, people. Yes, do that if you can, please. Thank you, Anthony. Ravi says, so what back lines should you boys play on Thursday? What do you reckon, Sophia?
I mean, we should go with the same. I want to see Martinez and Rafa Varane. Yeah, you do your thing. Still be there. Dallo, Lasia, they've been doing well. We definitely should have gotten another right back, though. I'm a little bit concerned about that because what happens if Dallo gets suspended or suddenly gets injured? Kind of screw them.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I don't think Wan-Bissaka, are we going to be relying on him? I'm sorry. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. But with that back line, I think that we should go for that in that game tomorrow. Is my
the winning.
opinion.
Yeah, the winning back line. I completely agree.
Hmm.
Uh, Anthony Teapot, when it comes to Son on every match, he's either high or low. He's never in the middle performance wise. Would you agree with that?
Ooh, in every match? I don't think necessarily in every match. I mean, he can have a particular match here and there where he actually is just, overall good within that game, but it's just a little bit difficult right now because this game, he hasn't scored any goals. Has he even assisted this season? I don't even think he has. Maybe I'm
Mm,
wrong. I
maybe
don't
I'm
think.
not. Yeah, it sounds like he
Maybe
should
once
have
or twice.
should have got one, shouldn't he? But I don't know.
Should
Yeah,
have, but
should have, woulda, coulda.
yeah, should have. Hello, he's never in the middle. But maybe he's never in the middle performance. Maybe he can have a little bit of like highs, dips and whatnot in his form, but I think it might be like periods of a season. But then once this, like I said, it's just a few games in,
Yeah,
suddenly
you know
he'll be explosive.
exactly. You never know. Um, Apologies. Yeah, I said it was some kind of sort of Mandarin. I'm very sorry. Thank you for your answer. I'm not Chinese. I'm from Korea. That is not Mandarin Korean. Okay, Korean. Sorry. Beg your pardon. I'll try and look up something later so I can tell the differences between. I'm just not very good at that. Anthony Herbert. I do rate Martinez. Your centre back. He is class. Good at well-timed tackles, and his passing and control on the ball is also good.
Oh, love that man.
Absolutely agree. The
Mm.
RTL Football Podcast, big up. Good show, guys. Thank you very much, mate, for joining us. Anthony Herbert says being on streams is good. Meeting different people, knowing a good bunch, you can call them the next best thing to family. I had a blast hosting my first show last week, and that's thanks to Matt. Yeah,
Oh,
Anthony hosts Gunners from All Corners now on our channel, so he does
oh,
Arsenal talk every Friday at 9 o'clock. So
cool. That's dope.
do yeah, do check it out. Cheers,
Yeah,
Anthony. Very exciting team for future. He was on loan at Sociedad in Spain. Yes, he was.
he was. He was. Did well. Pretty sure he did. Yeah, he did decent.
Yeah. I knew it was either one or the other. I know from Germany back to Sociedad on loan and then finally out at Arsenal. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, like I said, he's been everywhere, literally all around Europe. Now he's in England,
He
doing
is.
well.
He's doing very well. Right, Sophia, that's it. Would you like to tell everybody where they can find you on social media? And I just want to
Yeah.
say thank you so much for joining us today. It's been an honor
Oh,
to have you. I love the channel. I
thank you
love,
so much.
I think you go on match reactions pretty much all the time after Champions League and Man United, straight after the games pretty much, and it's really good. Really applaud it.
Thank you so
I
much.
make sure everybody goes and checks out. Sofia's going to tell you now exactly where you can go and find her.
Yep.
Please go subscribe and help her out as well, because bringing a
Thank you.
community together to help each other out really does do wonders, doesn't it?
I really appreciate Matt. Thank you for inviting me and having me on. It's been a blast. Very, very much enjoyed it. You guys can find me on, Sophia's Football Talk on both YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. On Twitter, it's just Sophia's Football, so without the talk. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. I make videos every week, probably almost every day. Maybe have a day off here and there. I do, have also a part-time work besides doing just YouTube. But I just, showcase my love of football. We do a lot of Man United talk, but everybody's welcome. We have, uh, Chelsea, Arsenal fans, and Liverpool fans, and whatnot in the live chat and whatnot. Everybody's welcome. Everybody. So yeah.
Brilliant. Cheers, Sophia. We'll have to get you on the United show that we do. Actually,
Yeah,
that'd be very cool.
that'll be fun.
Be good to hear what you think and everybody else as well, because we have Paddy goes to like literally every single game, and he's always insisting like, you got to get me on, man. I was at the game. I'm like, yes, all right, I've got you, because they see it differently. Apparently, Paddy
Mhm.
says they see it differently when they're there.
Oh, yeah, that could make sense. Yeah, yeah. Being there and then for us watching it on TV, it could be
You
different
do,
for
I
sure.
guess, when you go to a game and then you um watch it on the highlights afterwards. It does look a little different, doesn't it?
Hmm. That would make sense, actually.
It would indeed. Talk MU as well. Big up everyone. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Please go check out Sophia's Football Talk on YouTube. Smash the subscribe if you can. Go like her new content as well if you can, and just keep an eye, because she's growing very big as well. And I think you
Thank
want
you,
to be a
thank you.
part of it later on, because you'll be like, why wasn't I there from the start? I did warn you. I did warn you. Good stream. I enjoyed it. Good night. Thank you. Big up Talk. Big up Anthony, and big up Talk again. We're finishing off right now, everybody. Please subscribe, share, like, of course, if you can, and we'll be back again. I think tomorrow I'm on the possibly on the Man United agenda doing the live watch along for the United. And my mic went. Okay, here we go with the outro. Everybody, have a brilliant rest of your week. Take care.